Welcome back to Golf Fitness Academy. We're here with Janet Alexander. Janet, I see you brought a friend.
I did. I've brought Nicole Smith. She's one of my golfers I work with.
Nicole,
and
nice
also we're doing hypermobility, and Nicole is very hypermobile.
That means you're really flexible, right?
Yeah.
Can you show us? Let me see.
Okay, so her elbows
Very
nice
much
and flat.
almost bend the other direction.
She stands up. Her knees are hyperextended.
Okay.
And then show us your golf swing. You can see she's got great rotation. If anything, too much.
Too much. Very, very common. Very, very common. Okay, so what do we do about it?
What we need to do is add glue, not oil.
Glue, not oil.
So we're actually trying to make it more stable, right?
Yeah, we talk about this in the South. We say you've got two tools. You've got WD-40 and you got duct tape.
We're duct taping.
We need duct tape. Okay.
We're duct taping.
Duct tape strength, right?
Yes. So we're going to put her on a bosu and we're going to get her into a bent over position. So we need that so that gives her feedback of where she has to stay. She can't move out of this position. Hips, and you're going to row. So her back has to stay in alignment, nice thoracic spine, head in alignment here. And she has to learn where to stay so she's got a controlled lower body while the upper body is moving.
So this is a simple exercise called the bent over row made very difficult by standing on the Bosu ball, which is basically trying to knock her off her stability.
Right.
So basically, if she goes hypermobile,
she'll
it lets you know. Fall off.
Absolutely.
We do see a lot of people with hypermobility create that S-curve in their back. So this is really forcing her to stay.
She can, but it's forcing her to keep that at good position.
Yeah, you really want to keep that arch now. Now, how much weight we're using there?
This is 10 pounds.
And how much would you want her to use?
And so what you would like is a weight that she can do 6 to 8 reps or 6 to 10 reps with good form.
Got it. So as much weight as you can.
Much weight as you can,
okay.
because you want these girls to be strong.
Yes.
Okay.
Next one, we're going to do a deadlift. Going to step up to the bar, shins are touching the bar, your hands on the outside, and you have to make sure that you stay in a good curve in the lumbar spine, the arch.
So this is the one time you do want a curve in your back.
You do want a curve in your back. So she's going to step up, hands on either side.
This is the deadlift, probably one of the basic moves in Olympic lifting.
Exactly.
And you think about Olympic lifting, you don't think golf, right? No. But so important, like you said, strength
training. Because what you're looking for as well is that the ankle, knee, and hip have to learn how to work together. And in someone who's hypermobile or flexible, you're wanting them to think of moving their hips to the bar.
Right. So when she comes up, she's not lifting with her arms.
No,
she's
doing
taking
it all from the lower body.
Right.
And we're trying to build hamstrings, glutes, which are hugely important.
Huge in the golf swing. I mean, to us, the glute is the king muscle in the golf swing. If you want stability, you've got to fire those glutes.
Exactly.
Very good. Love deadlift. Awesome.
Now, next one, let's have you step over here. The other area that is really hypermobile or flexible in women are shoulder joints. So we're using the Swiss ball to do a bench press, and we're looking at the shoulder. We're also getting a sneaky glute exercise with the hamstrings and core, but we're making sure that her elbow does not go past the midline.
Right. So this is, again, we're using the Swiss ball now instead of the Bosu ball to exaggerate the instability component. And like you said, very important in the shoulder. For any of you ladies out there that have anterior shoulder pain, a lot of times it's because it's laxity in the front of the shoulder that creates the problem. And if the elbow, and I'm not going to help you so you don't hurt yourself, if the elbow goes too low, the front of the arm wants to push out the front of the shoulder, and that's bad. So she's learning how to stabilize that range.
And the Swiss ball acts as a pillow, so it stays there and lets her proprioceptively know, or gets her nervous system know where to stop.
And how much weight again? Again, same thing?
Once again, she's going to be doing 8 to 10 reps, 3 sets, and we're staying within that good form. No form breaks.
I love it. Okay, so great. So strength, strength, strength for hypermobility.
Strength, strength, strength.
We talked about the knee.
Yes.
We talked about hypermobility. Now, something that we haven't talked about yet that I know you're a big fan of is talking about hormones.
The girl bit.
The girl bit.
The girl bit.
Okay, so we're going to talk about that next. When we come back, if you're one of those ladies and you really want to improve your golf game, you got to know that you're different than us guys. Don't go away. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Golf Fitness Academy. We're here today with Janet Alexander from our advisory board and Nicole Smith from the Futures Tour. We were talking about some of the things that we have to do in our workout to change the difference between men and women when you're training men or women. Now, we talked about the big word, hormones, right?
We did.
Now, Dave, you and I, we talk about this with our juniors a lot, that, hey, when they hit puberty, the sexual hormones kick in. That's testosterone, estrogen, relaxin, all these things create havoc on boys and girls.
It does.
Fortunately for the boys, that's really puberty. And then they don't really have these big fluxes. Now, you ladies...
Tell us about it.
Every month, it's changing,
tell us about
right?
it.
So now,
Exactly.
should they work out different? Because
Yes,
I don't
they
see many
should.
women work out different.
Well, not many people do. They don't really take into account this hormonal fluctuation, and it should be parcel of any strength training program.
Now, what I know about this, and I'm no expert, you are, but I do know that when it's that time of the month and those hormones are kicking in, joint laxity becomes a bigger problem.
Correct.
And Nicole, you're already hypermobile, right? So now when this kicks in,
She gets even worse.
yeah, we're at high risk.
Totally, because she will get even more mobile because when she's about to get her period, the day before is the highest that relaxin is there. So that means a hypermobile person, flexible, is now going to be even more lax.
And they can get really injured there.
Very injured.
And you have some cues of it, so you know when you're going to change your workout.
When I start craving lots of food.
Yeah, that's a key.
Now, is this do all women train like this? Or
No,
is this, they
very
don't?
few women train like this because they don't know, but intrinsically they know they should do something different, but no one's told them
No
to
one's
do
told them
this.
what to do.
And I only figured this out as an athlete myself.
Okay, the last question before we start is, okay, when do we do this? Do we change the week before, the week after? How do we...
Okay, so there's two groups. There's
Yep.
the women who actually have low estrogen normally, and they developed late. So they would have got
Okay.
their period when they were older, 15, 16.
And if they're low, they start when? Changing the workout.
They will have good weeks on weeks 1 and 4, and weeks 2 and 3 are when they're not so good because that's when estrogen is high.
Got it.
So they're not feeling good on weeks 2 and 3. They'll do this new workout.
Got it.
Those who got their period early,
High estrogen.
9, 10, high estrogen, they will feel lousy on weeks 1 and 4.
Perfect.
Great weeks 2 and 3, so this is how we have to make the
Okay,
changes.
show us what we gotta do.
Before we get the deadlift with our feet straight, now what we have to do is turn the feet out and lock the sacroiliac joint.
Okay, now that joint you just said, the SI joint.
SI joint.
That's a big joint that can create a lot
Yeah.
of havoc in the pelvis. By
Correct.
just flaring the feet out, you almost
We lock
close
it.
pack that joint.
We do.
Which is, now we're going to be safer, right? For someone
Yes.
who's hypermobile.
So
okay.
Nicole is going to be working out. She knows that she's not feeling great. She's too mobile. So this way I can still get her doing a glute workout. Safely, backs. Also, while she's got her period, your abdominal wall tends to become not engaged because it's now inflamed. And so this way you lock the joint and it's safer.
Awesome. And now, do we change the weight at all?
We do. We make it lighter.
Okay.
We do less reps but more sets.
And form's still
Form
perfect. Form
dictates.
doesn't change. Okay.
Form
good.
dictates. So this is how we change the deadlift.
So the deadlift goes to this. Okay.
Correct.
What's the next one?
The squat, like before we did the front squat, I should prove that that's heavy.
Okay.
And so now we're going to make it into a sumo style again, but we're calling this a Jefferson squat. Got the feet wide. Keep that.
So it's the same change. Instead
Same
of doing the
change.
squat here in front,
Yep,
we're
it's
just
out the
widening
side
out.
then.
Perfect.
Correct. Keep the arms close in here.
For somebody that's that hypermobile, if this is happening during hormonal changes, should their golf swing change? Like setup posture? Golf's a ballistic move, right?
You know what? If you have hypermobility in your golf swing and you see that, hey, different times of the month it's different, yeah, maybe you
Might
should look
wanna
about
Yeah,
it.
you should
So,
just be aware of
Just be
what's
aware.
going on. So you have to take out all the Swiss balls, take out the foam rollers, take out
I've noticed that
Bozos,
in the first couple
nothing.
segments we used the Bosu ball.
Absolutely.
Now we're flat surface because we
Taking it
want
out.
no risk,
Correct.
stable surface. Okay.
So now
what
we're going to
else?
get her onto the cable.
Okay.
And we're going to make sure that her feet and her legs just stay stuck to the ground. We're gluing them to the ground in a split squat. So she stays here, nice bend there. Nothing's moving and she's pulling. So she's still getting movement here.
Yep.
But we're actually having that hip stay. We're not doing a multi-directional. We're not
Right.
moving the leg like this because the hip becomes too lax.
Good. Again, the key, stable platform.
keep it there.
Weights go maybe just a little bit less. Good form, always the key. Thank you very much, Nicole. Thanks for coming and sharing. Now, I know you're not going anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere.
Don't go anywhere either. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll talk about the last piece, the core. Stay with us.